Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Aloore Radio. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when we are live.
Hello viewers, I am Kayode Adeyeye, the Director of School for Monarch Model College. Monarch Model College is a mixed school. It's a post-primary educational institution located behind the Ekwa Church, Challenge, Ibadan. At Monarch, we take care of every subject, cover every curriculum, and we make sure that every student counts by virtue of our low group system, where we have less than 20 students in each class. Monarch Model College is blessed with qualified and experienced teachers, and we have a good monitoring system and which encourage our students to be at their best at all times. The school is blessed with lots of facilities, both for academic purposes and co-curricular activities. We are blessed with a very fantastic IT center where our students write their examinations via the computer, the so-called CBT, and we have very good library as well as laboratories which all are well equipped. Well, at Skillet, like I said earlier, every student counts, and we can assure you that every child here enjoys equal rights. Bring your child here is something you are going to thank us for later on, and it's a school where malpractice is not allowed in any form. So we encourage you to patronize us, and we assure you that you're going to get a value that is higher than the money you are going to pay. Thank you very much.
My name is Mr. Aloore. I'm a math teacher for GSS 3 class in the Modern College, Ibadan. Right? I'm taking partial variation. Partial variation. Partial variation is having what? Two variables. One like your direct, inverse, and what? Right? But direct variation, you have only one constant, right? Yes, sir. This is okay. And when you're doing your what's called inverse variation, you're having under what? Only one constant. Your constant A and your direct variation. When we're talking about partial variation, we are talking about what? Two constants. We're talking about what? Two constants. Now, so let's take this as an example. So to get our constant, they give us this as what? If y varies partly directly as x, I mean, and partly directly as what? The square of x. It's what? It has, I told you we are having what? Two constants. And your constant, you can make your constant in letters you are convenient to work with. Are you getting me now? Yes. What I said letters you are convenient to work with. I might use A, B. You might decide to use what? C, D, K, D, A, C, Z, Y, as long as you are convenient with it. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So now let's take this. He said if Y varies directly or very partly directly as X, and what? Partly directly as what? The square of X. Take a look at this. We are what? We are dealing with what? Two. Are you getting me now? The first one is partly directly, and it's what? Also partly directly as the what? As the square of X. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
Don't forget, in our direct relation, who can give me this? Let me ask you a question. If he said if y is directly or let's say varies directly as the square of x, how do we say that?
I would say
I need your hand up.
every question again.
If y varies directly as the square of x, how do you write that?
Y equals to kx squared. Y equals to kx squared. Or
Y.
equals to kx squared.
So it said in our direct relation, listen, if you have y, it said y what varies directly as what? X, abi? That's the square of what? X, abi? Now, if I'm writing this to introduce my constant value, will be what? Y equals what? Kx squared. Don't forget this, right? I'm still going to use this here. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
So now, in this case, they said if y is what? Partly directly as what? As x. Now, I want somebody to choose a constant for me. Choose k and what?
K and x.
We are using k and what? X. Now we just use what? K and what? I've choose k and x. Are you getting me now? So now we are using k and x. Now they said that what? Y varies what? Partly directly as what? No. Partly directly as x and what? Partly directly as the square of x. So firstly, our y will be what? Y equals what? K x, right?
Yes, sir.
We've gotten our first direct value is partially is what? Partly direct as what? What? As what? X, abi? Now, what are we going to? The second one is what? And what? Partly directly as what? Now we are still going to do the same thing. So now if they say y is what? Directly proportional or varies directly as the square of x. How do we write that? Let's take that.
Y is directly proportional.
It's still the same thing we did.
Y is directly proportional.
That would be y equals what?
Kx
Square. Abi? But in this case, our constant, I told you our constant is we have two constants. And you can choose any constant you are convenient to work with. That's why we got our k and x. Abi? We use our first constant as k.
Yes, sir.
For the first variation, right? The second one we have what? Partly direct. So we are still doing, so we got at 6, Abi? Abi, this is what we got at the second one.
Yes, sir.
Right? That will be what? Addition plus what?
Y
We're using
X
Abi?
X squared.
Our y equals what? Kx, that's the first one. And the second one what?
Plus X
Is plus. When we are dealing with the fraction, we are going to add the two constants
together.
But in this case, for more convenience, we can use x. For more convenience, let's change our constant.
Selection is
We can use y. That is y.
Selection is X.
Let's use z, right? That's giving us what? Y equals kx plus what?
Z X squared. It is not Z, it is Z.
Are you getting me now? So that is how you write when they say what? When they say if y varies partly directly as x and what? Partly directly as the square of x. Are you getting me now?
Yes,
If
sir.
the both variations are what? Partly directly to what? Each other. Are you getting me now? This is how we write it. Let's go to partly and what? Inverse, direct and inverse. Let's take this. Both of them are what? Partly direct to what? To each other. But when you look at this second example, hello, when you look at this second example, we said if x varies partly directly, if y varies what? Directly as what? X. And what? Partly what? Inversely as the square of what? X. How do we write that? You want to try? Yeah, try.
K
over square.
That's one. So now you choose what by constant do you choose? The letter for your constant. K and what? A and Z. Let's use let's use C and D, please. Let's use C and what? D. Abi? Now we have what? He said Y varies partly directly, Abi, as what? X. Right? That means we know our Y to be what? Equals what? C X, right? Plus. Now the second one is talking about what? Inverse what? Direction, right? We are talking about inverse. If they say Y is what? Inversely proportional to the square of X, who can give me what that means? Y is inversely proportional or varies inversely as what? The square of X.
Y is equal to K
Use K, use
K over
X.
Y equals to K over X.
He said what? For inverse, we have Y equals what? K over X. Thank you. It's K over what? S squared. Because we are dealing with what? Square of X, Abi. So this will give us what? Y equals what? That is Y varies inversely as what? The square of what? X, Abi. You know that? To include that, we have Y equals K multiplied by 1 over what? S squared. So our Y equals what? K over S squared. So now let's introduce that to the what? To the equation now. So now we've gotten this to be what? Y equals our constant, which is C X, Abi. This is telling us that what? This is what? Partly directly as what? This, Abi. Now let's check the inverse. I'm coming. To what? To be what? Plus. What do we get here?
Y equals K over X squared.
What's our constant?
K.
That is
Our constant is D.
C and D, Abi.
Yes,
We've used our what? C now. Let's go for our D plus what? D over
X squared.
this is now.
That's from the way
So what of inversely and inversely?
We have hello. Yeah. I'm coming here.
So why using plus again? But the first one you said when there is partly this, but the second one it is inversely.
Yes. Hello. In the first one, we have partly direct and also another partly direct. That's why you see them in what? In a straight form, maybe say in a linear form. Are you getting me now? But when you talk about this, we're talking about direct and what? Inverse. It's partly direct, one. Partly, partially, partly. Are you getting me now? Are you getting me now? So now let's go with your question. Hello, listen. This Y equals C here is telling us that what? Our Y is partly directly as what? S. But that plus D over S, we are told if we are doing the partial, we are going to add the constant in the sum of the two constants. Are you getting me now? That's how we are getting a what? Plus D over what? X raised to power 2. You are asking a question that is this the formula for getting partial derivation? These are the what? Way of writing out your what? Your equation. Are you getting me? They can ask you your question in 3 ways. Your first method, your first way is what? If Y varies partly directly and also partly directly. And 2, they can ask you that if Y varies partly directly and partly inversely. That's the second.
Partly directly and partly inversely. So this is partly directly and partly.
This is partly directly. You know how you do your direct variation, right?
Yes, sir.
Plus your inverse variation. This Y is what? Is partly direct as what? X. You know, we choose the constant we are convenient with. Are you getting me now?
Yes,
and we choose together. We choose C and D. So our first constant was C, right? That was what? Y varies directly as what? C. As what? X. Our C is what? Constant. Plus our inverse, Abi?
Yes,
and your inverse is 1 over, right?
Yes,
so that will be what? Your constant, which is what? D over your variable, which is what?
X squared.
And the third one, they can ask you that if y is what? Constant. Let's do that one. Let's do that third one. He said if x is what? Partly constant. And what? And partly what? Is partly. And partly is partly. It's correct now. Hello? Listen. Hello? Hello? I said if x is partly constant and what? Partly what? Varies inversely as the what? Square of what? Y. Look at this. Hello? Look at this. They said our x is partly constant. Listen, when you look at the first one is telling us that y varies partly directly as what? X. There's one variable there, right? There's one variable here. Look at the second one. The second one is telling us that what? Y varies partly directly as another variable here. But here they are telling us that this x is what? Partly constant. Are you getting me now?
Yes, sir.
They are saying there's no relationship between that first what? X and any variable. That means that x is what? On its own. This first test is what? On its own. I mean, it doesn't have any relationship with any variable. And the second one is what? Partly what? Inversely as the what? The square of what? Y. Let's do that.
Yes, sir.
So now we have the first one as what? We have our x equals what? Let's choose our variable. What's our variable?
Yes. I think we should use X.
Let's use A and what?
C.
C, Abi. Now, our first variable is what? A, and our first constant is A, and our second constant is what?
C.
And this is telling us that what? Our x is what? Partly constant. Listen, our x is what? Partly constant. That means our x does not have any relationship with any variable. Abi?
Yes.
That means our first x is what? X equals our first, that is A. Plus, thank you. A plus. There's no variables attached to our word. Constant. So, what will be my inverse now? Who can try?
C over y squared.
C over what?
Y
That will be what? A plus equals C over what?
Y
Y.
squared.
Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
This is telling us that what? That x does not have any relationship with what? This y here. You know we have x and y. These are variables are not variable, right? Yeah.
Can I use it, James? Can I use it, James? I mean the rest sir.
So let's continue.
Yes, sir.
Let's continue. As I was saying, I said what? Our x is what? Partly what? Constant. What does that mean? I've said this earlier. I said it means our x does not have any relationship with what? This y. Abi? That I tell us that our x is what? Constant. It's partly constant. That is what? Our x equals our first variable, right? Our first constant. Plus our is the same x, Abi, is what? Inversely is what? It varies what? Inversely as the square of y. So attaching our inverse relation, we got what? C over what? Y squared, and that gives us cx equals what? A plus C over y squared. I think with that, we are done with what? The introduction to what?
Partial
variation. For example, this example said the quantity y varies partly directly as what? X, and partly inversely as the square of what? X. Who can tell me what the formula will be?
The quantity
Y equals to AX plus
Y equals choose your constant first.
A and B.
A and B, right?
Yes, sir.
So our constant will be
That's
A
what A, B.
and B, right?
Yes.
So now we have y equals
Y equals to AX plus B over X
Right?
Yes, sir.
I think we're all good with that, okay? I've explained that early. So now let's go with that. Let's input our parameters now. We have when our x equals what? 2, y equals 10, abi? Now let's go with this first. Now our y is what?
10 is equals to a times 2 plus b over 2 squared.
Abi? So that this gives us what?
10 equals to 2a plus b over 4.
Plus b over what? 4. Now, what are we going to do here? We are going to no.
First, we are going to
Hello.
we are going to multiply both sides.
By what? Why do we choose 4?
To get rid of
To eliminate what? The fraction, abi?
Yes, sir.
So we multiply by what? By the numerator, right? So
40.
we have what?
40 equals to
We have what? 10 times 4, abi?
equals to yes, sir.
Equals to
2 times 4.
is it 2? Is it 2?
Sir, 4 times 2.
What is this?
2a times 4 plus b over 4 times 4.
This can easily cancel this, abi? So we are using with 40
equals to 8a plus b.
Now we've gotten our, so we can easily name this, hello, we can, no, we have to, we can easily name this as what? Equation 1. Let's name this as equation 1 now. So now let's go for the second one. They said when x equals 1 and y equals 5. No. Again, I told you, hello, I told you your what? Your partial fraction is going to give you what? Two what? Two variables are going to give us two linear equations. This is the first linear equation. By using this, abi, we use 2 and what? 10. So let's go to our second one, which is what? 1 and 5. So now, we are still using the brother here, abi? We are still using what? Sorry, we are still using the brother here, which is what? Y equals what? Ax plus b over what? S squared. Abi?
So we are going to say 5
equals
to a times 1 plus b over 1 squared.
Abi? This will give us what?
5 is equals to 1 is also equals to a plus b over 12.
12? 1 is to power 2, that's 1. To get rid of this, we are multiplying by what? Hello? You multiply by what? And when you multiply by 1, you still have what? 5 equals what? A plus what? B. That's what equation 2. In your substitute. So now, we are left with, hello, listen. We are left with what? Now, therefore we are left with, what's our equation 1? Our equation 2 is what? 5 is equal to 3. In your simultaneous equation.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting now?
Yes.
What are you doing if you want to? You will subtract one equation from what? The other. Right? How do you do that? Which one is the smallest? How much you are subtracting this from what? So we subtract equation what? Equation 2 from what? From 1. Are you getting me now? So what's our equation 1? We have 40 equals to 8a plus b, abi, minus what? 5 equals a plus b, abi? So now, let's make it 40. Oh yeah, now.
Sir, 3 B plus B, that would be B.
Oh yeah. This will be what?
35
is equals to 8.
Yeah. 35 equals to what?
Is equals to 7. 8.
Abi, we can easily write B minus B is what?
minus B.
B minus B is
B minus B is what? B will cancel B. This B here will cancel this B here. So we can have what? 7A equals what? 30. So what is that? Abi?
clap on.
Now we have got, hello, we have gotten our what? A now. We've gotten our A. Now, we use A and B, right? And it's going to give us two answers. Let's get our B now. So now, which equation are we using? Let's use equation 2. Abi? So now, let's solve 5 for what? A, Abi? In what? Equation 2. What is equation 2? Equation 2 is what? 5. You can make it, you can also make it A plus B equals 5. Tell me how you want to write it. Are you getting me now? So we have what? 5 equals, what's our A?
Our A is 5.
5 plus B. Abi? So when we interchange correctly like time, we have what? B equals 5.
Minus 5.
Our B equals what? 1. Sorry, Mrs. Emma. You are correct. That's what.
I have brain.
So now, that means our constant, hello, our constant, our A equals what? Our A equals 5, and our B equals what?
0.
So,
Okay, sir.
that's all about what?
Partial derivation.
Clap for him. Clap for him.
It's long and it's
Clap. Appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I undo the toilet? Undo the toilet. Take
Bring you everything from breaking news,
President must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must look for foreign support to save this nation.
world news, sport, music,
Bella just want me with you like guys.
and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Aloore Radio. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when we are live. This is Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.